You ever remember the first time you cried by yourself? First time you laughed by yourself? The first time you hugged yourself? Those
Do you?
dark times are or even the really enlightening times of your life by yourself is the reason why I got into anything.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was for me. This is my life, and the people come sometimes, come and go. So when I first remember crying for the first time, I know what I felt, but I couldn't describe how I felt. So I wrote, and even though the poems or writings didn't make sense, eventually melodies came along. And even though I didn't know there were songs in my head, there were songs. Me and Rick's podcast.
Misunderstood.
And misunderstood.
Oh.
Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box.
How long have you been in LA?
Since the middle of July, so like about a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right,
so I've been here for like a month
Yeah.
and a half, almost 2 months. But like, it's been different. It's been very different.
What brought you out?
Chance. I wanted to just start doing my music and having it out there and actually doing something with myself.
Right.
For once, I
Yeah.
say all these things, but I don't actually act on it. And
Right,
for
right.
once, I'm acting on it. But it's been such a journey so far. I can't wait to come back. I haven't even left yet, and I'm excited to come back. I have so much that I want to do.
Yeah. Are you leaving LA?
Yeah, I'm leaving LA in like 2.5 weeks.
Gotcha.
And
Back to New York?
Yeah, back to New York, and I'm hopefully gonna come down here April, May, probably sooner, depending
Got it.
on what the opportunities are out here.
Right.
I just want
So
to like,
did you have like a show? What brought you out here specifically just to check it out? See like
yeah,
if-
because since I do music, I wanted.
Yeah.
I know my friend brought me along because they also had connections in LA as well, and they was like, I want you to come out here. I want you to experience. I want you to see what you can do and the connections you can make. Because there's always gonna be connections out here.
Right.
And I honestly have been enjoying myself because everyone has like similar vibes. Hey, Amanda.
What's up, Amanda? Shout out.
Hello.
So
Welcome
you
to
got
the
your
group.
crew, Amanda, out here.
Yes.
Tell us about your crew a little bit, just to
Amanda. I met
not
Amanda
forget
through.
the support system.
I met Amanda through a whole shit ton of people. Like, but they probably were like one of the most talented people that stood out, and honestly knows how to catch
From
your
New
idea.
York also?
From
or-
New York also. Come here. Come here. No,
You can
come
sit here.
Sit here.
We
Am
can
I-
even make the mic live if
Yeah,
you want. I don't
honestly,
know.
no, New York. You have a lot to
We'll
say,
see.
girl.
Well,
Yeah, no, you need to be behind the mic too. Like, you don't understand. Today is the day, girl.
make
And
it
my
happen.
amazing boyfriend,
I'm not
Alexander,
pressured.
he's amazing.
What's up,
He's-
Alexander?
He's been here. He's been doing it. He's been watching too. I'm trying
Okay,
to.
so tell us about each person in the team. Like, what's everybody's superpower?
You have everything in you, girl. Go ahead.
You
Well,
look like you-
my
that's-
name is Amanda.
Yeah.
I have a film production called 82 Films. I like to capture the human experience. I am born and raised Bronx native, and we just have lived many lives and have evolutionized so many lifetimes and have been through, we've seen it all, you know, so to capture all of that and to see it through a lens, it's something different, it's something real, and I don't know, that's just
She has
what
a
I'm about.
magnificent eye. I tell you that. She's brought my dreams to life without me even saying a word. Like, you know what you're doing. You have a really fine eye. I'm so glad you
Thank
came
you.
out
I
here.
love
like,
you.
You know what I mean? I love you so much. I'm so glad you came out here. Like, literally flew out last night.
You kidding?
Yeah,
Last night.
I took a
For
risk.
this?
I took a risk.
For like, she's gonna help me record some shit. I'm so glad. I was like, oh my God, there's a podcast. I want you to come. I need to meet people.
And
then she's coming
tomorrow,
tomorrow too. Yep.
like, I'm trying to understand, who do I have in front of me?
Tauruses.
Right.
Is that what that
Double
is?
bull.
It's a Taurus thing.
We're Taurus.
gang.
Is that what's going on here?
Yeah.
I knew it. It was a simple answer.
Earth
It's the
shit.
Taurus. Is this why? Is this the symbol of
Hey,
Taurus?
I mean, this is, but you know, this is a plus.
So what is a Taurus? What's like?
We're
Tell me-
grounded spirits.
A stubborn, motivated person.
Yo, we don't
We'll
stop.
We'll get what we want.
We don't
What do you
stop.
guys want? Do you know what you want?
I know what
Our
I want.
dreams.
What do you want?
I want
What's your dream?
self-sustainability. I
Same,
want to help
actually.
the people. I want land. I want to cultivate soil, restore the soil.
Fuck yeah.
I want to help the earth.
And I want to help my people.
Wow. What is like? Can you go into the details of that? Just curious.
Sustainability.
Like, meaning everyone can like. What does that mean to you?
So-
what is the vision of that?
The vision of that is owning land in Puerto Rico. Damn, I feel like this is you, baby.
No,
Like,
no. I share my time with people. That
I
deserve
love
it.
you.
Don't ever be.
I'm sorry, I had to like check in real
No,
quick. Like,
don't. You don't understand. Like the people I work with is for a reason. Like
I love
this is your time too.
you.
Don't ever be like.
I love you. I gotta check in with my girl.
Go ahead, baby.
but
No. I'm
sustain-
smiling so hard to be next
What
to
a
you.
beautiful moment. Don't
I
even
love
even rush that.
Hey, I love being
Don't
next to
rush
people who
past
want to
that.
create and who wants to be like you. Coming down here was crazy.
Yeah,
you
that
know
was
this is crazy.
This is
So
crazy.
you didn't want to be on the podcast?
It's not that
at
I
all?
didn't want. It's that I came in support of her.
I understand,
and
but have you not been on a podcast before?
I've been on a podcast
You have been,
before.
okay.
Yeah.
What's
You
the
have the voice
hesitation
thing.
of why? Were you not talking about this project? Like, why is it like? Why does it seem like you didn't really want to be?
No, it wasn't. It's not about not talking about the project. It's about that I came here in support of JK, so I wanted JK to tell her story.
Okay.
And I don't want to steal that from
You're
you.
not
know.
stealing anything. You're adding.
Thank
It's
you.
adding.
But I gotta check in with my girl.
I
I'm
love
not
that you
gonna-
did that. I love that you did
You
that.
know, the same way I am is the same way you are. So it's
Right.
fine. We like sharing the glory with everybody.
Right,
I love
right,
that.
right,
I
right.
love sharing my stuff with people.
Right.
So if I can share it with people who are as good as I am, fuck it. Why
I
not?
fucking love you. I love you.
I
love you.
love that. I love that you checked in too.
Right, that
I
was
just
a-
think I see why it's not about a stealing or anything, because what
No.
happens is you're gonna be benefiting each other's networks with your
Yes.
networks.
And you're meeting amazing people.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes,
You speaking your truth gets people connected to you, which automatically is gonna help whoever's in your network.
Right.
So if you guys are working together,
I'll share.
there's no
Oh,
reason
you're
not
part of
to.
my team forever, girl.
Hey, if
Yes.
Josh, like photographer behind the camera, becomes a huge photographer, that's only better
And
for
he
me.
will.
It's that one shot,
Yeah.
that one moment,
Yeah.
and you got to build your way up to that moment.
Yeah.
The
Exactly.
moment doesn't just happen, by the way.
No.
It
It's
happens
all,
because you're ready.
right. You
You
showed
just
up
keep
for
building yourself, showing up, and then when you're ready, things will start. You got to trust in the
Exactly.
process.
it. Yes.
Oh, if you
that
don't trust it, then you're not
part.
trusting it, right?
Right.
Right.
Trust in the
100%.
process. Believe in yourself. Trust in the process.
And check in with yourself
Easier said
too.
than
Check
done,
in with
but
others. Check in with yourself.
yes.
Because if you don't, I feel like you get lost.
I do. I want to tell people stories. Maybe it's
Love
like
it.
maybe it's telling both of your stories at the same. Maybe it
All of our
interweaves,
stories.
but it's a conversation. Let's let it flow.
Flow.
Let it happen.
Word.
So
Fluidity is where it's at.
introduce yourselves and tell your story. I'm just gonna. I might interject and ask questions, but
Go for
can
it.
I start that off? You were about to. Maybe you guys can pass it
Continue
on.
it. No.
Okay.
Continue.
Continue with what you were saying, then we're gonna come back.
Watching.
Trust me, we all gonna get it. It's all gonna be
I'm a record
part of the
you too, don't
conversation.
worry.
I'll continue with self-sustainability.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I grew up in a household that was very broken. So I'm 31 and I'm an adult, and going back to the motherland, which is Puerto Rico, has opened up and shifted my perspective in so many ways, because to know that my muertos are dead and buried and on that island and I have no claim to it, that shit woke me up. It woke me the fuck up. It woke me up. And the way that the world is kind of going right now, the only way to actually be like a human on this planet is to really connect to the earth. And that's just facts.
Earth sign.
Earth time, talk about it. We really gotta get to the root of everything. Get to the root
No
of where
pun
we're
intended.
getting
Or intended.
or intent. It's all
Completely
intentional.
intended.
Get to
It's
the
all
root.
It's
intentional.
complete.
No, you're right.
so
We
intentional.
lost our.
We've
we've
lost
who
it.
we
We are so. We've navigated
yeah.
so far off. Like we
It's
are so
figurative
backwards.
and literal. It's figurative, like getting back to earth, sustainability, being able to tend to your own land.
It's all
like,
connected.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
It doesn't mean you have to live like that, but
that
just to get
is-
back to your roots.
My man, that's what's being human.
My man.
We are creative
Right.
beings by nature.
are.
We are artists by nature.
Some people are scared to tap into that though.
But what's
they don't
that
know.
about? But what's that about?
Because they don't know.
It's the
Art scares people when they don't know how to get into it, though.
But where does that stem from, baby? That's all systematic.
Where do you
I
think
don't
it
know.
stems from?
That's
I
all
agree.
in me. I don't
Look
even know.
what's
Oh,
taught.
yeah, right.
Look what is taught. Art is shunned. Art
Right.
says what are you doing? You got no future.
People
Right.
see art, it pays less. Art
Right.
doesn't get you anywhere. Art is 1 in a million. I don't know why people
But art
think that.
feeds
Hey.
the soul.
But art is
Right.
what makes people happy.
Hey,
it
look
makes
at the
them
school
sing.
system.
Yep.
Doctor, lawyer, dentist,
Yep.
or you're not smart, you're not good enough, you're not one of the
Teachers,
best.
they're kind of too.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really, we talk about this all the time. Like, people are not doing what they love anymore. Everyone's just out there for the money, which
People-
is short-term gains, and you lose your life.
Money equals
You
stability.
lose your
Stability
soul.
makes them feel good.
Yes.
But we can sustain
But you
ourselves
lose your soul.
on this earth.
People
Right.
see that they have kids, they need stability, and they do whatever it takes for stability. Then they put what they feel and what they want to do on the side.
So are you literally trying to get people, like, are you literally saying, like, people getting back to tending soil and living on the earth so they can be self-sustaining? They don't have to rely on the government, all that kind of
Yes,
stuff.
I think
and do it in a
that-
community, or
Yes,
Gotcha.
on a huge scale, on a huge level.
Right.
I know many of my friends back at
Like
home
Osho
from
type.
the Bronx, from the BX.
BX.
Yo,
BX.
a lot of my friends do the work. They restore the soil in places where the soil has been tainted. And they restore it. They know the microbes, the macrobes. I was
got
just
you.
talking to Alex about this. So this is work that's being done in small boroughs, in large cities, small boroughs. We can do this across the globe. We could get back to the earth across the globe.
And I don't see that as important because they don't see that things are getting corrupted around them. That's why people are so convinced that their phones are important, social media is important. But like the thing is that shit won't stand unless your earth is fine.
Right.
But people won't know that
Right.
because
Right.
that's why we have to have role models out there who are telling you like, hey, the earth is important. Hey, recycling is important. Hey, caring about what your family did just to get you here is important too.
Right.
Our ancestors doing all this shit, it was not for no reason. The reason we're living lavishly is because they did all the hard work to get us where we're at.
Right.
But people just see right now and what they have to struggle with, not what people did for us.
They need to decondition their minds.
But they don't know that. You know why? Because everything around them telling them otherwise.
Right.
They're telling them everything else is important than what was before. What was before is what made us happen. So I don't even understand why people are so shaken up about the fact.
It's so crazy. Like
Exactly.
the intelligence.
Forget the last million years.
Come on.
Cell phone time. No, I know. I'm with you.
I like
It's how to
phones,
find that balance,
but it's toxic.
knowing what the reality of today's situation is.
Right.
They're
Because
toxic.
are people gonna give up their power or their technology? I don't know.
That's
It's
a
either
big
got to get bad
question.
enough, or we gotta, like, like in judo, you use the other person's force.
Yes, against them.
Like, you need to take the technology. Like, that's why we're doing the podcast. I'm actually, we were talking about this in the last podcast, that I fought like social media for a long time myself. Like, I don't want that when it was first coming up. And I realized, you know what, it's in the game. So I got to decide, if I ignore it, then I'm not going to be able to do anything to counter or to be the positive force in this game. Doesn't mean I have to solve everything, but do your part.
Right.
I couldn't really do that if I was ignoring the tools that are here. So it's like, how do you take like even the artificial intelligence that exists and make it create better community? You know what I mean? Because
hard.
it doesn't take the place of physical interaction.
No.
Like locking people away and isolating people, that doesn't really
I
work.
feel like people make
still
artificial
human.
intelligence to go forward. They don't want to backtrack and help the past and stuff like that.
Right.
They just think about the future and not seeing what we need to rebuild.
Right.
So that's kind of hard though, because people are really trying to go out there and do their shit, but it's like.
But for the first time in history, we're connected globally with the internet and ideas. You can make a film that can change someone's life. You can make a music video that can impact somebody across the globe, right? With a story. And more and more companies are coming out using technology for good.
Yeah.
And because consumers are demanding that shit. And that's why, if you want to make a change a dollar.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk
Change
about
a
it.
dollar.
Change the
Let's talk
dollar.
about these brands.
Put
these
your
major-
dollar where you want it to go.
let's talk
and
about
that's what'll
these-
change it.
Yep. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
No,
Interject.
you have something to
Perfect
say.
timing.
But honestly,
Take
let's
it.
Cheese stick, you want one?
let's
Cheese
no,
stick
I'm
you
okay. Let's talk about these like major brands.
This is real
who
talk.
are
Cheese
now-
sticks are important.
Fuck
Yo.
yeah. I wish I wasn't dairy
Protein.
intolerant. I want it so bad.
Dito.
But
Yo, shit
what are you
happens.
gonna say though? What are you gonna say?
No,
Because
I-
you would say something crazy and
I was
important.
I was gonna say that. Let's talk about how brands are now looking to realism and real people to grow their own like companies, like legit. Like these brands are hiring like legit people from the streets, like people like literal
Real people.
real authentic people from the streets who have something to say, and they're capitalizing off of their stories.
Right.
Like, why can't like it? That shit is crazy to me because it's just like, if you really cared, you would have been doing this a long time ago.
But
you,
now there's a
Saying better late than
platform.
never. Some people are still trying.
Right.
but they're
People don't know.
but these brands are major corporations as well, and these brands are fucking up our planet on some level. So it's like now you're using the real people for stories, but you're still fucking up the planet and you're fucking up the world, and you're gaining something from it. Like you're gaining something from these people, and it's like now it's cool to be real. Now it's cool to be real. Now it's cool to be cool from the Bronx. Like now you want niggas from the
Right?
Bronx.
People are like, oh, you from Harlem? Oh, I like that.
Okay.
I'm like, now?
So let me address that because you make a good point. But there's another way to look at it. That in the past, the other way to look at it is, in the past, they would have given that advertising dollar to somebody that's been put through the system. Whereas today, they can go to Dogface and now at least Dogface, who has something to offer, obviously connecting with people because
Wait, what's
people have
Dogface?
he's the dude that did the cranberry juice, the
right,
ocean
right.
spray
Okay,
commercial.
gotcha.
Yeah.
With so
Fleetwood
now like
Mac.
big companies are
Yeah.
starting to come out and go, oh my God, we need to be cool and use real people. So I'm just saying, like, on one hand, yeah, that means real people are now helping these corporations. But on the other hand, at least it gives a wider opportunity to regular people that wouldn't normally get put through the system, that
Right,
don't
right,
fit
right.
the criteria. Oh, you don't look the part.
Right.
Now they can get some of that capital and hopefully use it for making change.
Yeah.
The
'Cause
whole look the part shit always
so
makes
it's
me feel
like-
some type of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
Looked apart.
that's real.
That always hurts my soul when people are like, you don't look the part.
But that's fake.
you know how many
that's
people
so
I've
fake.
known who audition for like even American Idol and they say, well, like, your voice is great. You don't look the part though. And
What
they
does
cut
that
them off.
even mean?
You're not,
The fuck does a
you
human
can't
look
be
like?
commercialized. You're not the dream that everyone
Hey,
wants to be.
But
That shit
it's
hurts.
changing. That's what's I'm noticing. I'm not saying it's where it could be, but I am seeing a change.
Yeah.
And it's the first time ever.
Yeah.
Like I'm noticing shows on Netflix because I'm hyper aware and sensitive to every little thing. I like to judge everything. I'm like, there's people in cartoons now that
Honestly.
aren't ideal looking anymore. And I'm
Yeah.
like, they're doing that on purpose because they're like, hey, it's not cool to be portraying people in an idealistic way anymore because it's making people depressed and people are starting to speak out against it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And people are
Everyone-
and you know what? Those shows are doing well.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
They're representing everybody. That's
yeah,
why.
But they have
bigger,
to now.
Different
But the thing is,
shades,
they
different-
shouldn't feel like they have to. They should
But they have
always.
because they've been called out. For
Oh
so
yeah,
long.
I love that this
Yeah, no,
generation.
we
these
call shit
generations are
out.
so open to, but like, you're fucking up.
Hey.
Where's our
Yeah,
representation?
that's
Hey,
why. That's
that's why.
why it's
Let's
it's
be
the
real.
people.
Let's
it's
be
the
real.
people that's making the
The
change.
people-
It's not them. It's not the brands. It's not the company. It's the
Yeah.
people.
right.
Let me tell you something.
And can I tell you? and can I tell you that this, as much maybe
thing.
damage as it might cause, this has also turned the table on a lot of
Yeah,
things.
yeah, you're right.
People can videotape shit going on. People can show how people treat other people. So it starts as hurtful as it is, as much
Yeah.
damage as it causes in the short run, maybe, because people get upset. Change happens. That's kind of how change happens. You
Of
gotta,
course.
you know, the squeaky
Exposure
wheel
in
gets
every way.
the squeaky wheel gets the oil, man. Humans have a long way to go, a lot of areas for improvement. We are not fully evolved.
No,
We
hell
shouldn't think
no.
that, oh, we have cell phones, we're evolved. We still go to war. We
Right.
need to figure that out.
Being
There
involved
should
is
be a
within the
way-
body.
There should be a way to create a global economy that we don't have to go to war,
Yeah.
have have nuclear weapons. It's a little bit, it seems advanced, but I'm just, proposing that people think medieval times were a long time ago, but we're still there. We're still like, people are still living in like subhuman conditions all over the world.
Yeah.
Most people don't even have water.
I think you just broke my brain.
Yeah. Most
We're
people
still
don't even
in
have
medieval-
water.
We're still
Yeah.
in medieval times.
Yeah, we're
The
in
way
medieval
we-
times.
the-
Don't get
the way
fooled
we
by the
tr-
television.
The
That's
way
just
we treat each other.
distracting us. Seriously, the
I
way
think
we
I
treat
think
each
you just
other,
broke my brain because now I'm really thinking about.
we need to change that.
We are still in
We're in the,
medieval
but I
times.
said we're in the twilight. I really feel we're close. The sun is about to rise. We can make it so because we're globally connected, so we
what
can
do you
change the
think?
minds.
So in your theory, in this theory,
Yeah.
what do you feel and what do you believe will be the next step to get out of this
Oh man,
for the breaking like
here's
dawn?
one idea.
Selflessness.
Here's one idea. This is just an idea because we have really good like customizable artificially intelligent computer systems. What about creating like really cheap computers
Okay,
or
but where
handheld
you came
computers
from.
for all children in the world that can get customized learning through Google? Like if you're into art, it'll show you art YouTube videos. If you're into sports, it'll teach you about the business side of sports every day, even if you don't have access to school. So that, look, we might not be able to give everyone plumbing right away, but those kids will grow up being creative. They'll be engineers will grow from that. Because most kids aren't going to know they're an engineer. What if one out of every 20 kids is an engineer, but they don't have the school to go, wow, you're an engineer, let's send you to university, because they don't have running water. But now they got this little handheld computer developed by Bill Gates that has AI in it, not to like track you, but to go, hey, you're really smart at blah, blah, blah. Give them
So like what
positive
happened with
Hold up.
Harry
Like a
Potter, like
kind of-
Gryffindor.
customized AI learning on your computer. So instead of giving you like, you need to take geometry, you need to, hey, I don't like geometry. Most people don't use geometry.
I
Leave
feel
me
like
alone.
it's slowly but surely getting there. Cause
I-
if you think
Yeah.
about it, even on YouTube, people can it can
Right.
see
It's
what
like-
you
yeah, it's
like
free
and what you don't
college.
like. It will show you like this is
Yes.
what you like. This is your interest.
But
Yeah.
kids don't know to do it. I swear I always say like they should start doing projects at
But the
school
thing
with YouTube
is-
videos.
but
you know? Make
the-
kids make YouTube videos.
That's
Like
I think my
get them
I
into the
think-
current.
I think I love your answer, and I think that is all valid, and that's
Uh-oh.
a wonderful state to be in.
But
I'll tell you
my
one more
question-
reason. One more reason.
But no.
Yeah, go
Listen
ahead.
to what
Yeah,
my
go ahead.
question was. What will help us to
Yeah.
get to the breaking of that dawn, like to get out of the twilight, to get out of the night, to
Interesting.
The medieval.
for the sun to rise again? Like for humans, like what do we need? What are the steps? Like what do we need to do?
I
Not
really
take
think-
care of the earth.
Can I tell you that
It's
I
always
think
gonna
this
get
is
back to
part
that.
of it. That's why there's a second reason I'm telling. The reason I even keep talking about do what you love, figure out your talent, because I think it's the easiest, most realistic way and the quickest way to help somebody out of a fucked up, depressed,
But not everybody
hopeless
has that
life.
luxury though.
True.
Not
True.
everybody has that. Like a lot of
But that's
people
the
don't.
quickest way. Like
It's the quickest way.
'Cause
But
if you
I
can
feel like
find your,
everyone gets to that break point when they do.
if you can
If
find
it's
your
physically
passion,
or mentally or with people or not, like you get to that break point, even if it's slightly. It's just your choice if
this
you
out.
want to go with it, though.
Yeah.
if you can
You're
get
right.
a few kids in a village to find their passion, they
Yeah.
can maybe rebuild that village.
Yeah.
That's how I'm
and there have been
thinking.
cases of that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not just to like get somebody a job. I'm thinking, how would we realistically? Because it's
Mm-hmm.
not realistic to say we just need to join hands and love each other.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wish it
I'd
was
love
that
to
easy,
do that
but
too.
it's not that easy.
Nah.
I'm down to do a big global concert someday. We're all connected by the internet. Remember they did Hands Across the World or the Hands Across America, or some
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I remember
Hands
that.
across the, I don't know how do you do that though with the water. Whatever.
Hey, there's boats.
There's boats.
There's
You
boats,
connect
and
to
now
them
there's
boats.
drones. We can figure it out. We can figure it out. I don't fuck with drones,
See,
but we
let's
can figure
bring
it
it
out.
to technology. Now we can do some crazy
We
shit
can do a
with
lot
technology.
more than we think we can.
Can you guys introduce yourselves properly and tell
Oh,
me your
shit.
story
Yeah.
in 2 minutes or less, and then we're gonna dive back in? Because
watching you talk.
We need to cut to that in the beginning of the episode so
Right,
people
right, you
know
gotta
who we're
edit
sitting
it.
with.
I'm a stranger.
And we just jumped right into the conversation. So tell me.
Hi everyone.
say with confidence,
We-
baby.
we
Say it with your
edited.
chest, brother.
Same with my chest.
Say it with your
But
chest.
you know what? Take your time and choose your words.
Take your time, but say it with your chest.
All right.
beautifully and flowingly.
Hi, my name is Amanda. I'm a filmmaker, and I like to tell stories.
That's it,
Beautiful.
Amanda.
That's it.
Okay. Right.
There's nothing more to say than that.
Yeah,
It's like tell
Filmmaker.
stories.
I
That's
like
a
to tell
strong. Hey,
stories.
that's a strong statement.
No.
You are a filmmaker.
She's a filmmaker.
No, I believe
Her
it.
work is crazy. You have to see the shit she makes. You're a blessing. Thank
I
you.
appreciate
Thank you
that.
so much.
Thank you
You're
for
a blessing.
for allowing us to
No,
come
and-
here. Like honestly, thank you.
You know what? You showed up by reaching out, and I was
Rhythm
like, wow.
got me there. Rhythm was like, "Yo, contact Rick." I was like,
No
"Oh,
wonder.
the R&R."
I didn't even know. I didn't remember or didn't know. Maybe Rhythm said it. It doesn't matter. I knew just the way you contacted me. I'm like, okay, hey, we need to have JK on. There's other people
Yes.
we just haven't gotten to, but they also haven't shown up like you by reaching out the way you did. And you were like, hey, thank
I
you so
love
much.
content, any type. To know that I'm even working and we're pushing through and we're doing something, we're connecting with people, making connections, networking.
Tell
is
me about
amazing.
your music. Tell me about what you want to do.
Me.
Yeah.
My main goal for everything is just to inspire a lot of people who think they can't.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like at one point it was a lot of like brown people who feel like they can. Like my case scenario, the thing I want to go for is like I want to be a big pop artist. And most of the pop artists are whites and not people of color. And I want to show that's possible. Someone can be a Britney and Brown. Someone can be a Britney not completely feminine. Someone can be up there and I have to be this idealistic person that everyone just imagines. You completely different. Everyone loves you. Like Lil Nas right now is fucking shitting on everybody. And he's doing completely outside of the box.
Right.
But my goal in my music is also to like
Be yourself.
I want to touch people who are not young, who are not too old. Like every age, I
Right.
want to touch. Like
You want to
I
bring
like
people together.
yeah, I hear my mom talking about songs from years ago, and it still touches her. And I want to be able to be that person for a lot. Like, and I want to get more in touch with my Latino side and like have Spanish in my music, and for people
Where
to
are
be
you
like,
from?
I know
Where-
I'm
what's
Puerto
your-
Rican. We're
Puerto
Puerto
Rican.
Rican.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Alex is Ecuadorian, but you know, we are Latino in this ship, you know? Cheers
Yo,
to
cheers.
mixing it up.
Cheers.
Thank you for coming out here, man. Thank you,
I
Rick.
love you. Thank you
Thank
for
you
having
guys.
me.
Yes.
Hey, baby. Cheers, y'all. Oh, I love the
So-
clank.
Okay, so you guys are from the Bronx.
I'm
Right.
from the
I'm from
Bronx.
Manhattan.
You're from Manhattan,
I'm from Harlem.
Harlem. JK. So JK,
Yes, me.
you're a singer,
I'm a singer-songwriter.
singer-songwriter.
Yes,
Can you drop
yes.
some bars for us?
Yes.
Oh, drop some bars.
Yeah.
ABC. No, I'm not going to.
Oh.
Because you know why? I had a long day of work.
All right.
But you can hear the Rasmus voice showing me how exhausted I am.
I
But
think
you can see my
pull
things.
it off.
You think I can pull it off?
Yeah. I think you
Not really.
can. Boom. I say check box. Checked.
I did what I
That
can.
was good.
That was
Hey,
great.
I'm exhausted.
people can name a tune in like one note.
Dead
so
ass.
that was dead.
Dead ass. Spot on.
ass
I
good.
was just telling her
You
yesterday.
don't need to like. I know it's.
I be feeling like I have
look
to
at my
warm up.
voice.
My voice
Let's
feels.
sing.
What?
You can do
I
a
think
little
we
bit.
have identical voices.
when we
I
were
found your
both
I
voice.
tired.
feel like we both had the rasp. You have the man rasp.
rasp.
I have the girl rasp. I think
Yeah.
we're the same.
I can do some Bruce Springsteen.
I can feel it. I heard the
Voice twins.
Right.
Voice twins.
Voice twins.
Let's sing.
We on Rick's podcast
Misunderstood.
and misunderstood.
Oh, oh, oh.
It's this whiskey is making me shaky.
It's making me sing. Sing, sing.
He doesn't understand that he's out to have a music label going on now too. Oh shit!
Hey, okay, let me ask you this. This is a great question I almost always been forgetting to ask.
Not gonna forget today.
How long have you been this person?
Oof. Damn.
Tell the truth.
Daddy.
Because this is the fucking best question I've
Yeah,
ever
this
asked.
is a great question.
Because I've been shocked with people's answers.
My man's, I've died so many times. I've literally,
Like
York
giving
came
up.
out real quick.
I-
She said, "My man."
like,
Like giving up,
I've changed
changed, yeah, like
so
a different person.
many times. Friends,
Yeah.
I've dropped friends.
Yeah.
People who don't align with me, I drop. Like, I have no problem with that. Like, if it's not
Come on,
resonating,
Taurus.
if it's not resonating with who I am and where I am at that
Stubborn.
moment,
It's like,
I'm shifting. I am a shifter. I shift.
if they're not
No
with you,
problem.
You
And
got to move on.
where I
That's
am
the
right
truth.
now, I think this was the biggest shift because of the pandemic. I realized my worth. I realized who I am. I realized my faith. My faith is the biggest thing that
Faith
has
in.
life, in myself, in God, in the universe, just like trusting,
Trust the
having that
process.
trust in myself
Trust
in
the
the process.
process.
Trust yourself so
And
you won't
If
fall.
you
It
put in the
was-
work and you true to yourself and you're authentic,
Hello.
some crazy. First, you got to figure out who you are.
You got to figure out who you are.
That's what I was
Who-
missing. Oh, be authentic. How? You don't know who you are. First, find out you.
But the thing is that
Then-
it's so much pressure for someone to say figure out who you are when people don't even know where to start.
Hey,
It's then when you fall is when
somewhere.
you figure out who you
Hey,
are.
yo,
Right.
you gotta
Sometimes
have
you
to
need to fall.
hurt
My
to
man, you
know
gotta
who you are.
die. Like literally, you gotta
Yes.
just
You
shed
die
the
many.
I did
You
too.
have to.
You gotta
though.
shed that.
I died
skin.
many times in
Molt.
that way.
Molt.
I don't say die. I say
No, I know what you mean.
shed. Shed is
Shed.
really
Yeah.
a thing because dying, I feel like you die, you can't really revive
But we
all the
look-
time.
we
No.
even look-
Let's talk about death though, because we have a perception of death that's not really what death really is. Like
Interesting.
I
Go.
don't think about death as that's it, that's the end. Like no.
Maybe
I elevate.
reincarnation is real.
Baby, I don't know what's real, but I know the soul don't die.
Oh no, that doesn't
My
die.
soul is.
I
ancient.
definitely lived many lives that I can't
My
even
s-
recall. I can
our-
braid my hair without even knowing how to braid. I'm
Hello,
telling you right
our
now.
souls are ancient. All of us.
Well, let
We've
me
been
ask you
here.
this.
Muscle memory.
Watch this. Watch this. Okay. Everyone wants to define it how they want, but this is straight up science. I'm going to give you science
Tell
and
me.
tell you kind of right. You know how dogs fucking do shit and no one ever, they know how to lift their leg.
Yep.
How the fuck? Now you can say,
Instinct.
well, that's just their genes. Where'd that come from?
Right.
It's passed on.
It's memory.
What does that mean? It's passed on. That means that came from a previous life.
is memory?
It's like us
Passed on
learning to
through
walk,
their
though.
genes. But that's potentially what soul is. We don't really
Soul
understand.
is memory. Soul is memory, and that's why in our lifetimes,
Yeah.
our mission is to remember.
And maybe when you die,
Remember.
some of that shit floats up in the air as a
Eat your
molecule.
blueberries,
and-
you'll remember everything.
you know what I'm saying?
Antioxidants. Eat your
Antioxidants.
blueberries.
The key to your soul.
Key to the soul.
You know,
Blueberries.
like remembering thing helps because if you think about it, like there's a lot of people who like they age out and then like they start losing their memory and everything, and like
Yes.
they end up ending their life not knowing what they learned.
Yep. Memory.
So when
is
they got
everything.
reincarnated or live their next life, it's like they forgot what they learned before they passed.
Yep.
Yo, you're not against what you have for yourself, for your future, for the next life, the next generation. If you don't take care of your brain, like what are you supposed to do?
Deadass.
Your brain helps everyone and everything. It creates, it develops. It like we made technology. Hello, with our hands. What with materials? How? Our brain. We gotta take care of that shit. Drink your water, baby.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
Everything comes from ideas.
And drink whiskey. Helps too. Whiskey
Everything
will always help.
absolutely, because you want to open the brain waves. We
Oh,
could
yeah.
do a song to the barking.
Yeah. Word.
Cannoli, why you barking at me, at him, at us? Cannoli,
Cannoli.
cannoli,
Cannoli.
baby.
That was good.
Thank you.
You guys just solved it.
Come in with
We
the
just
Alex.
need a designated cannoli player.
Yep.
Alex, you're the designated cannoli player today, man.
He likes cannolis.
He loves
DCP.
cannoli.
Hey, you're the DCP, man. Designated cannoli player today,
He's so good.
which makes you the MVP of the podcast. 'cause
Yo,
without
dead
that,
ass.
all we
See,
get is
I know
barking.
Shout
he
out to
comes-
Alex.
Shout
He
out to
comes here
Alex.
with a use. I'm
The
telling you.
DCP.
Also interior
So,
designer.
So yeah.
JK and Amanda.
Yes.
Yes.
How long have you been this person?
So I've been this person since.
Honestly,
All right, I was gonna say
Like
the
number.
pandemic.
what's the first number that comes to your mind?
Like age.
How many years ago?
I want to say months ago, man. Like
Yeah.
I
That's
told
what
you,
I'm
like
saying.
I've died so many times. I've been so many different types of Amandas, and right now I'm in the molting. I've come out of a fresh molting phase where
Like what happened?
the pandemic happened. You know what happened?
Who were you before?
You know what
How did
happened?
you change?
You know what happened? Okay, let me tell you something.
Talk to me.
Let me tell you something.
Preach.
I was bartending before the pandemic. I bartended for 6 years before the pandemic. And that was the worst fucking time of my life.
Why?
Because I was so depressed and I felt so lost. And I didn't feel like I should be in, not necessarily, how do I say this without choking on my words?
It wasn't who you are.
It wasn't, it
fulfill
didn't
you.
fulfill me. It wasn't self-fulfilling at all.
You just did it for the
I
work,
did it for, I did it for the work.
the money. I mean, to pay your bills.
Right. And then I left that and I don't know, I just really got into my shit. Like I got into
When did you
filming
get into
more.
filmmaking?
Years ago.
Before
got it
bartending.
Before bartending.
And then you left it for bartending?
I never left it.
You just kind of said, I'll do it
I
later
just
when I
kind
make
of
money?
yeah, I just kind of like focused my energy more on making money. But I
Okay.
never left it. Like I started filmmaking since like at 19.
Okay.
So I'm 31 now. I never
So
left.
you getting to that mastery level. Or you were there already.
I wouldn't say mastery.
All right.
I would just say scratching the fucking surface.
Well,
Yeah.
you're always going to be scratching some surface.
Right.
It's never going to end.
It's never, the learning is ongoing.
I'm learning now. I'm 47 and a
Right.
half. And
We should
I'm
always
actually
be
learning at a higher pace right now. That seems counterintuitive, but it's because I realize how beneficial it is,
Mm-hmm.
and things are always evolving.
Yep.
So you can always, it's not about putting pressure on yourself to get better. I just do it to have a better experience.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you know what? I don't like when that happens. What can I do? Can I? Okay, I do it, or I don't.
Right.
I decide if I'm willing to do it, but you get better.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into improving,
Exactly.
if you're competitive, if you're trying to reach some kind of higher goal that takes building.
yeah.
Most really like higher goals, like you want to do something really amazing, take just a lot of years of building and learning your craft, getting experiences, making mistakes.
Yes.
You got to have a lot of missed shots before you're hitting game winners. You know
For
what I
sure.
mean?
That's how you learn.
That's how you learn.
That's exactly how you learn.
We forget that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what sports teaches you, and we forget that. In
That's
the
a-
beginning, you're gonna miss a lot of fucking shots.
That's
Hello?
so interesting because
People-
I don't like sports. And
People think
I'm not-
losing is losing, but losing is learning.
Right.
There you go. That's literally our conversation.
People say, "Oh, I missed it.
You
Sorry, I had a potty break."
No, you
Had
literally
a
nailed
body
it though. Like literally, that's what
just put an
exactly
end
what
cap
it
on
is. Exactly
Yeah.
what it is.
People are just sore losers. Are people who don't want to learn.
Exactly.
They were like, "I just thought
It's an
I knew this,
excuse.
and that's it, and I should win." I'm
It's
like,
a
"No,
victim mentality, meaning you're giving
Don't
up the
victimize
power.
yourself.
You're giving out the power.
Yo,
You're
the-
saying, "Oh, I just, that wasn't my fault. That's just how it happened." Yeah, but if you want to try to win next time, then look at the game film.
take accountability.
Yeah, look.
it's
a
hard for
good
people
team,
too."
Hey, a great team always looks at the video after the game,
Yeah.
win or lose, to go, "Ooh, we missed a play there."
But that's
And this
taking
is what we should
accountability.
do.
Take accountability.
That's taking accountability.
It's not
And it's
about
also
blaming, it's about,
growing.
"Ooh, I
It's
could do
about
that better."
growing.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, I should go
Seeing
practice
your
that.
flaws,
See your
seeing your
flaws.
faults,
Yeah.
and doing better.
It's not judgment.
Some people
it's
just want to
improvement.
achieve without seeing their flaws. They're like, "Oh, I did everything perfect." Because even when you win,
Why
you're still
though?
flawed.
Why? Because of insecurity.
Insecurity, yes, and because wanting to be the best means no flaw, but being the best meaning many flaws to get where you're at.
Yeah, it's kind of a catch-22 because if you think that way, you're never going to get to your best.
Yeah.
You
'Cause
hungry?
if you're not willing to look at your mistakes to learn, then you're never going to achieve your
Right.
highest
But
potential.
it's set in a lot of people's mind that winning, you always win to win to win to win to win. There's no losing, but you lose at one point,
Right.
and people forget to you gotta glorify losing.
Yo, that's a fact. Like when I look at my life, I'm like, yo, my life has been losses. Like I
Mine
take
too.
L's. Yo, let me tell you something. I take L's like a motherfucking champ.
Yeah.
Be
Me
like,
too.
I'm
Hey,
like,
check
yo, I'll
this
take that L. I'll take that L.
Hey, check this out. Hey,
Whoa.
hey.
Sorry, Cannoli, you don't like the L.
Don't forget the cannoli, he said.
Cannoli wanted a pound first.
I know.
Let me
I'm
tell you
so
something.
Sorry.
Have you ever considered, have you ever considered that people don't take L's, set it up that way? Because I don't know anyone that's like, on
I'm
an
sorry.
extreme level that never took L's, like Kobe, Michael Jordan,
Kobe.
Muhammad Ali, because they always pushed themselves to do something outside of their comfort, which
Yeah.
meant risking falling on your face.
But
And
I feel like
it's-
when people are risk takers like that, they don't think about what could happen to me. They just think about what they could do. They're not gonna see about the negative fault of everything. They just want what the positive things I
Right.
can do about it.
What can I do exactly?
The people who think about the negative things are the people who scared to do things, who don't want to do that and be stuck in their ways. But the people who think about others and the other positive things that come out of it are the people who succeed. Though.
So bartending. You
Oh,
were
that was a
bartending. How long-
nightmare, man.
How long ago was that?
That was right before the pandemic, so that was 2020.
And that so the pandemic forced you to pause that.
That shit
You were
forced
bartender
me.
beforehand?
Huh?
You were bartender
I
beforehand?
was bartending.
I met her during the pandemic.
She met me during the pandemic, yeah. And that shit, like, I'm gonna be real, like, I almost took my life bartending because it was that fucked up. Like, I was dealing with some, I don't know what the fuck, like, I don't even want to say trauma to even, like, I don't know, people use trauma to, like glorify that shit, but, like, it's not nothing
Through the
to be glorified.
experiences of bartending or
It
the trauma
was-
of doing something you didn't love?
It was a mixture of both because I was bartending on the Upper West Side. So I was bartending with these fucking yuppies who had everything handed to them on a silver fucking platter. And I had to cater to them and fake a fucking smile every day. That's not me. I never been that person. So to make money
And they didn't necessarily
and to
treat you with
prostitute
respect.
that shit was
And they
whack.
didn't necessarily treat you with respect,
That
right?
shit was whack. That shit
That
was
was a nice way to put it.
that shit was whack as
Prostitute
fuck.
that.
And I had 4 huge panic attacks. And I say I was bartending at that bar for 2 years, that specific bar. And I have 4 big ass panic attacks where I couldn't look at my customers, at the people who were tipping me in the eye, because I was like, yo, I'm gonna break. Like, literally, I'm gonna fucking turn around and I'm gonna fucking break. Like, I'm gonna cry. And it happened 4 times, and the last time was 3 days before shutdown, before New York City shut down.
Oh, shit.
And
You mean March 18th or 16th? One of those days?
yo, yes, March 18th.
March 18th.
March 18th.
I remember that day very clearly. I was
March
home.
18th. Yep. And I got home. My manager was a fucking angel. He was like, Amanda, don't kill yourself. And I'm like, I promise I won't. And I didn't, obviously. And
But he,
I don't know. I just like something sparked in me. It was just like, yo, you gotta fucking wake up. You know who helped me? And this is gonna be real corny.
Jesus? No, I'm kidding. Jesus is not a joke. I'm sorry.
It's kind of funny. Nah. There's this artist. Her name is Sudan Archives.
Who's that?
She's this beautiful black woman who plays the violin. And she has this song called Limitless. And that shit just like, I don't know. I shaved my head to that song. I was just like, yo, fuck it. Like, fuck it. Like, I'm a rebirth right now. And that's why I say, like, I die. Like, when I go through shit, like, I let that shit go. Everything apart, everything that I have apart, everything that pertains to that moment in that moment in my life, I let it go. And I guess that's why I go far. Cause that shit is dying. And I'm gonna let myself die with that. And I'm gonna come back.
You're kind of spinning the concept of dying into something actually positive.
Cause death
'Cause-
is not wrong.
Because
Death isn't
death
wrong.
is not a bad thing.
Exactly.
It's nature. It's
Exactly.
beautiful.
Exactly.
A dying leaf,
It's-
a brown leaf still has a
The only
place.
reason
in
it's
it.
sad is because people make it selfish.
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't think that process is nothing to, grief is real.
You might even miss the old you, but that person's
That's like
gone.
some people say, "Oh, I wish how you were." I'm like, but I'm better now.
Right.
And those people are
That
no longer
person's
in my
dead.
life. Those people,
I wish they
those
would
people,
understand though. Like, yeah, you loved how I was, but how I was unhappy.
how I wasn't happy, and also I
Not
was
healthy.
undeveloped. I'm still in the process of evolving. I'm always going to evolve. I am always going to evolve. Always. I'm a
Amanda.
fucking Pokemon, bitch.
Come on,
Like, I'm
Pokemon.
a fucking Mewtwo,
I'm a
bitch. Like,
Pokemon.
I'm a evolve. Always. Always. Always.
So really, because the reason I love asking that question is people look at somebody and see confidence and a look and a style and a brand and an ambition and a confidence, and they think, oh, this person was always like this.
Oh no.
But
it takes years for that.
this is
sometimes.
I don't
new
even have
you.
that.
And I'm sure the
We're
physical,
developing.
and it's even your tone and your posture and how you look and everything has changed, right?
True.
Because it's not about the look, it's about that's an expression of who you are. So JK, what about you?
What about
How
you?
long
What?
have you
Say it
been
again.
this person? This person we see before us that's positive, supportive, ambitious, motivated, emotionally intelligent, right? Like,
I'm gonna say, to be very honest,
to be honest.
once I got to LA.
And before that,
And before that, I was almost there. I just didn't have that confident boost that
what
I
happened?
needed.
What happened?
Meeting people, putting myself out there, having to order food on my own and talk on my own. That really helps
So
you.
this
Like
is
I'm
your
gonna tell you
first
right
time
now.
away from home?
It was. I was
Like
with
from-
my friend, yeah, but I didn't have like a partner there to help me. I didn't have family there to help me. I had a friend who was as anxious as me to do things. So one of us had to speak up. And when I knew they couldn't, I had to. So after that, I feel like now I could just talk to people. Now I can speak my mind. Now I can say what I want and be not demanding, but very straightforward with things. And that's something I was always scared of and not been able to do until now. So it's like,
How would someone tap into that? Because we talked about it earlier, how I haven't really said no to anyone. Ask Josh. Not that this is like a big deal.
it's
but
a good thing sometimes.
I have never really said no to anyone that really wanted to be on the podcast. There are people that have said they wanted to be but didn't follow up, or we just haven't like gotten
That's the
around to
universe,
it.
though.
Right,
But-
right.
How did you tap into getting to that point where you said, I'm going to make things happen? Was it a mindset? Did someone teach you? Did someone go, hey, here's a great quote, and you flipped everything? Or
Honestly, growing older helps a lot because everyone's almost gonna feel like they're on a timeline. Everyone has a certain idea of what they're gonna be at what age, and when you don't meet that criteria, you feel lost. I had an idea. I just never had an age for what's gonna happen. I knew it was gonna be a certain place, a certain time. I just didn't know what time it was. I just knew how I felt. So for right now, even taking the leap and coming cross country from New York City to LA, that was like
I want to know how that happened.
what
Like, actually.
the road trip.
Yeah, like, did you, like, tell me about this trip. Let's chronicle it for your future. When you
Yeah.
become a big star and we go, oh, check out this fucking interview. How'd you guys get to LA?
shame.
The real, like, okay, we were eating, cereal one morning. And
I
we're
can
like,
tell you the straight fact of it
straight
all.
facts.
I got vaccinated.
Yeah.
I got COVID in January, and we were making music videos.
Oh,
we were about to go on the next one, and I got sick, and that set me back months. Like I didn't think it would have set my brain wasn't up to date. Like the
Right.
things that I was driving for was gone. Like I didn't have that light that I did. Then the vaccination came out. I got it done like around May or June, and then everything just clicked again.
It was like a rebirth.
It was weird. It's like the things that I was struggling to like get into again just was like, oh fuck it. So me and I don't know if you met Shane Garcia. They were here the last time here
Yeah.
for Dr. Chill's event.
Yeah.
We both got vaccinated at the same time and we looked at each other and was like,
It's time.
let's take a road trip to LA. And we're like, what? And the thing is that they're the only driver. I'm from New York. I'm a city girl. I don't drive. I love trains. So that was a risk. I was just supposed to be a good passenger and be there for them. And they drove all the way here. It took us a week and
That's so
change.
gangster.
That took a week and
That's
change.
so
I was there
gangster.
making them sandwiches and passenger seat. I'm like,
How
you
did
want a
LA
lobster
even
sandwich?
come
So
up?
gangster.
Huh?
Were you guys always like, oh, we got to get to LA?
We talked about it for years.
for years.
They got into music and they said, I want to grab you by the hand and help you with music. And I was like, okay. And then for years we talked about going into it. Then we fell out, came back together. And we always talked about just going out there and reaching our dreams. And
So
our dreams was kind
so
of here.
now rewind and and just tell me your story. Like, how did you get into music, upbringing, all that stuff? What were the defining moments that got you here? That made you this person that came out going for their dreams, becoming a pop star, right? Right? Is
I'm
that
gonna
what
be
you?
there. I'm gonna be there. JK, you here one day.
Well,
but
you got to speak it into existence.
honestly,
So
emotion. You ever remember the first time you cried by yourself? First time you laughed by yourself? The first time you hugged yourself? Those
do you?
dark times are or even the really enlightening times of your
Yeah.
life by yourself is the reason why I got into anything.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was for me. This is my life, and the people come sometimes, come and go. So when I first remember crying for the first time, I know what I felt, but I couldn't describe how I felt. So I wrote, and even though the poems or writings didn't make sense, eventually melodies came along. And even though I didn't know there were songs in my head, there were songs. Until I got older, when I realized that anyone could do music, is when I realized, oh shit, I've been making this for. I remember just sitting in the bathtub and like 9 years old, crying and like making Maroon 5 inspired songs about people I've seen in school that didn't care about me, and I'm just like, I remember just doing that so vividly, and then getting older and someone saying like, I do music, you want to do music too? I was like, wait, you can just do that? They're like, haven't you been doing it for years though? Just make it happen.
Right.
And I've been doing this since I was 24 officially, or 23, and like things changed dramatically. Like my vulnerability, it's still very vulnerable, I'm gonna tell you that. But like sharing it with the world is scary. Like I don't even have much people around me, but I feel like I have enough around me. Imagine when there's more.
Yep.
Right.
I
The
just
hardest
want
thing is being judged.
Yep.
It really is.
Yeah, it's like we have to take the critique
you need
and
to.
ignore it
You
at the
have to.
same
You
time.
need to do
You gotta
it.
be like, thank you, but it's not gonna stunt my growth.
Right.
And by the way, no matter how popular you are,
You're always gonna have
there's
haters.
gonna be more people that don't follow you.
Of
that follow you.
course.
You know what?
LeBron
But you
James.
don't follow
can't
is
do
always
it-
gonna follow
But you
you.
can't do it for the people.
can't
You
do
do
it.
it for yourself.
You do it for
You do
yourself.
it for your spirit. You do it for your soul. You do it for your health, your mental health, all that. Like you.
That's
You
why
do it for whatever makes you sing inside.
Yep.
That's why you got.
it don't make you sing, why you doing it?
Why?
Right.
So what's your why?
My why? I don't like living in what ifs. I live in what ifs. I'm not doing my life
So
correctly.
living to the fullest is your why.
What? Why
That's
not?
great. I
Everyone's
don't think
supposed
that's
to
wrong.
like
That's
evolve
one of
to
my
this
whys.
specific, like this ultimate Pokemon. Like I said, you have to be
Yeah.
this ultimate evolution. But like, how are you supposed to get there without pushing yourself? Sometimes it's really scary. Sometimes you'll be
It's
alone.
always scary.
You're always gonna be- you're
always
gonna be alone
be
at one point.
scared.
You're gonna be
You're
alone.
always gonna be scared. You're always gonna be alone. You're always gonna be misunderstood.
And you're always gonna
But
be
that should never
uncomfortable.
You're always gonna be uncomfortable.
And
but
if
that
you're
should
not-
never
Uncomfortability
fucking
is
stop you.
uncomfortability makes you
If
comfortable.
you're not uncomfortable, you ain't learning.
Then you're not learning. You're
And
not
that's
growing.
fine, but
Growing
you ain't
pains.
gonna
It's
be
like
going
it's
up.
like defending yourself.
Yep.
Like you're gonna not defend yourself because you're not comfortable,
Yep.
or you're gonna defend yourself. You're gonna defend yourself because
Exactly.
you need to defend
Yep.
yourself. Because who else is gonna do it?
Yep.
For example, you
Not
want to
your
get to
mama.
the black belt in karate.
Hello.
Right? Now, the only way to do it is to show up and practice
Hello.
and put in the work. It's not going to get better without you putting in the work.
Yep.
So if you want to go to the next level, that's
You
just how
gotta
the
show
game
up
works.
for
You got to
yourself.
keep showing up.
Yep.
But
You
if
gotta
you
show
don't
up for
want
yourself,
to, if you
though.
don't want to, that's okay. Just know that
There's
you
no
got
growth
to be
in that.
okay
The
with
scary
being at
part
that
is a
level.
lot of people show up for other people than they show up for themselves because they feel like other people's gonna take them places besides
Let's
themselves.
talk about that.
Right. Show up for yourself, not other people. Other people look like they got it together, but you need to get it together before you can even join anybody
Right.
on that
Oh
shit.
my God, we were just talking about this. Figure out the me
Yep.
before you find
Before
the
You
the
me.
said
we.
this on the phone with me.
Oh, that's right. I was
Figure out the
telling
me.
you. I was
before-
telling you with Free this morning because it hit me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Because we've been talking a lot about the we.
Mm-hmm.
Like, figure out the we.
Yep.
But then I'm like, no,
I don't know.
don't skip the me.
He said that when I was on. I had you on speaker. You were in the room. He said, "Figure out the me, and then we can figure out the we." Who you are is an offering.
Who you are is
So
the
you
offering.
develop yourself so you can offer it to others, just like others offer
Exactly.
their
Right.
fucking abilities to you.
Exactly.
Take
We're
the
all
oxygen mask
exchanging
first.
shit, man. You're exchanging your
Exactly.
time,
Right.
your ability, your everything that you put into what you're doing now, you're sharing it with us and we're sharing it with you. Like,
Right.
we're building this from the ground up.
Yes.
And we don't give enough credit to ourselves, though.
Not at all.
Like, do you understand what you're doing here, though?
Yeah.
You understand? You were in
Probably
New York
not.
like 3 days ago.
Tell me
You're
what I'm
right
doing here. Wait, hold
You're
on,
right
JK.
here.
Tell me, because what do you mean? I don't know. What am I doing? What do you think I'm doing?
You're being evolutionary. Revolutionary. You are
You're telling the
becoming-
stories of the people.
You're becoming the next. You're shedding your skin and being the next version of you.
Yes.
And you're inspiring other people to shed their skin and be the next version of themselves.
Yes.
People spend most of their waking hours working for a living. So if we can change the system enough, at least to get people to do what they love more, there's going to be less unhappy people.
Yes.
Less
Yes.
people being mean to animals. Less people being mean to their spouses. Less people.
But people don't see that
Being mean to
what
people
they
on the
love. What they love sometimes doesn't equal stability to them, because within time it becomes stability, but you have to take a risk, and people are scared to take risks, so they do things that will keep them stable, and they think stability makes them happy, but what makes them happy will eventually make them stable. But they're too scared to reach that, so there's people who are living everyday 9-to-5 jobs, hating their fucking lives.
Can I tell you about
and doing it for
stability?
people.
I'm going to tell you about stability because I lived it for 25 years. Here's the
I
factor.
thought you were 25. How old are you?
Here's the factor. Thank you. Here's the factor they don't tell you about. I'm just helping whoever wants to hear it, right? They don't tell you about the burnout factor.
Oh, of course.
Can you imagine how tired you get from working on your passion projects? Imagine you got to get up at 6
Hello.
to go to a fucking job,
Hello.
sitting in a cubicle for 10 hours.
That's
That's-
depressing. Even
see,
people were describing it. I
that
hated it.
that
It's
I'm
making me sick right
I'm
now.
Mom does
very-
that. I feel so
I'm a
bad.
talker. I got to sit in a cubicle.
I need to make sure my mom retires happily. This is what I'm doing here.
I'm very lucky. I am. I will say that because I do work. I work long hours. I have my stable job
Right.
aside from what I do, but I'm also in production. I do post production work.
Apple
So-
TV right here.
But
Are you on Apple TV?
I am.
I have a film production company too. Badlands Productions.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Right?
Hello. Hi.
No, we're gonna do some things. We're about to
So-
open up a studio in downtown
Oh, really?
for
Here?
artists to do their podcasts. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Seems like you're flying
not just
out.
our podcast, but
I mean, if you ever need.
we might do
An
an
editor.
art. Oh well, how about editing for the show?
Well, not for a
Alright.
podcast, but my sister has a podcast and she edits. So I do have somebody for you.
We need editors.
Everyone
we
is
need
a
editors.
connection. You just
Yeah,
gotta,
I do have somebody
connect.
for you.
We
But
need editors, and we need to, I think, try to monetize so we can start paying the team what they're worth
right.
or what
And that's the most important
the
part.
value is, so
Yeah.
that they can keep making great content.
Yeah.
Because we don't even release
Throw it
like
for her.
100th of really like what the impact could be.
Hmm.
Maybe even less than that, really, because
Hey, Josh,
we don't have time to like edit and mine all the
It's
clips
a lot.
and put it out there.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
So we're always right now we're looking to expand the team, but
Let me know.
whenever the time's right,
Let me know.
opportunities like tomorrow, everything could change.
I can't wait for tomorrow.
We are filming a music video. I gotta
Oh my
actually.
gosh, I'm having zero sleep. My bags look fine.
I'm having zero sleep.
I'm on 2 hours of sleep.
I'll put caffeine on my lids. I'll be fine.
Okay, let's wrap.
Jesus.
Shh. Let's wrap so that tomorrow I have a little voice because I'm gonna be going from
Drink tea.
Yes.
5 to 9 p.m. straight. Walk through podcasts. Come in, walk in podcasts.
Whiskey with tea, you'll be fine.
I'm gonna add some tea to the whiskey after this.
Yeah, you could. You could. It'd be perfectly fine.
So JK, how do people follow you and get involved with what you're doing?
Well, I only have one place of social media. You can find me on Instagram at jkmusic.da.
Duh.
Yeah. My email's the
What is
same
the
way
duh-
as you.
What does the duh like mean to you? Just
JK
fun?
Music was taken. Like, yeah, so dot is
She
where
got
it's at. Like,
tight.
duh,
She's
it's
like,
me.
duh.
Duh, it was me. Like,
I'm the
I had
only
no other
JK.
choice. I didn't want to add an underscore or a number. I was like,
Hey.
oh, no offense to underscores. But like, your name is probably the only name that's out there. You don't need an underscore.
I took all the Instagram names. For
No.
Edito.
I
was like, that's mine.
I couldn't do the underscore.
I
Why
can't-
do that to
It's the meet
people?
between
I'm like, the dot was
spiritual
fine.
goods.
I just, honestly, I look at other people.
It's too much work.
I look at other people share, like,
Shift. Like, come
they're
on.
like, I am the official. I'm like, I can't be the official yet. I'm not official yet. I'll change it then. But right now, it's JKmusic.da. Because JK is taken and so is JK Music.
And you know what? It's like a challenge to be the more famous. Who has more followers, JK Music or JKmusic.da right now? Do you
I don't even know.
It'd be fun to try to make.
Hopefully, it's me.
Let's check it out. That'll make people check it out. That was smart. That was good
Yeah.
marketing right there.
That is very good marketing.
Shit, I wasn't gonna follow, but let me check it. JK Music. Huh.
Stop. I'm on a
They
check
got
it out.
X. JKmusic.da. How you spell
Dot
da?
me.
DUH.
DUH,
See how you make
baby.
them remember that shit.
Stop. I'm about to look at JK Music right now.
It's
But
He's like, yo,
you can
you
definitely,
think-
People need
find me
some-
on there.
yo, branding is
Branding.
everything.
Hey, branded content too. That's genuine. That's the next generation.
But that's why these big ass corporations
Make
are
a show.
fucking predators
Predators.
and coming
JK
for us.
Music has 169 following, and I don't. I have more than that. So
Let's
bye.
go.
And then JK Music underscore. I still got. I'm the JK Music. I'm sorry.
Hello.
Y'all can follow me on YouTube too. I have my work on there with Amanda
Da,
as
da,
well. That
da,
does.
da.
It's just JK Music on YouTube though. I'm telling you that.
On
But
YouTube.
JK Music is.
Hey, you need to buy out. You need to buy out JK Music.
I've
before
been
you get
trying.
too
I've been
big.
trying. Or even JK on my
JK.
own. Like I love seeing that just the one name. Like I don't want anything else. I just want JK. I tried, but people don't want to give it up. They refuse to.
Really?
Yeah,
Who is this person?
I don't know. They think I don't know if it's a just kidding account, but like that's my actual initials. So give it to me now. Like I
So what
want
does
it.
JK stand for?
My first and
Can you tell
middle
us?
name.
You don't
yeah.
have to tell us.
Yeah, my first and middle name.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
keep it
named after my
mysterious.
mom. My mom is my first name. My dad chose my middle name.
We'll keep it mysterious.
Yeah. No, it's because no one ever pronounces it right. So what's the point?
Hey.
Oh, now I
For
wanna know.
years, I went to school many years where people think
So
my name
do
was
you-
Gerald. My name is not Gerald.
Gerald.
My name is not Jalen either.
No.
So you know what? You get JK now.
So it's JAIRROLD.
See, my name is not Geraldine either. What you said,
no.
Gerald? No, people think my name is
What's your
Gerald.
name?
Oh,
JK.
but people forget and they're like, yeah, Geraldine. So I'm like, no one needs to know my name. You don't have to put this in here. That's only for me.
Edit out.
Oh, don't
No
put
one
that
needs.
in?
No one needs to know my name. No.
Do we
I
need to
get
edit that?
that.
We could.
Yeah, I could put like my name is. Just whatever, beep it out.
All right.
Beep.
Only
We'll
cause
beep it out.
people think, beep it out, and you can put like my name, JK,
Put a
like
little-
in my mouth. I just don't.
Dude, can we do a
People
wait,
think it's personal.
wait, dub this in. Cannoli? Go, you're gonna go back inside. Dub this in when you say your name, dub in me saying JK.
Right.
So anyway, my real name is JK.
Right.
Right? JK. And then they'll hear us talking about it and
Please.
go, oh my God, they edited that in. 'cause
The
Rick
only
said that."
reason why is because, like I said, people mispronounce my name my whole life. And throughout my life, I was finding myself. So I always found like new nicknames for myself. And people always told me that I was not authentic to myself when I was just trying to find my authentic self. So when I tell people my full name, they're like, oh, why didn't you say that from the beginning? I'm like, because I was trying to find who I was and I didn't feel like my name was me. And when I found my name was me, I found it like it was more sacred. And I didn't want to tell it to everybody. And not everybody can call me that. There's a childhood name that I go by, and then there's my actual name, and then there's my artist name. And every other name in between I don't answer to because, like I said, I was finding myself. And, like, if you want to know who I am now, just call me my artist name because that's going to be me for the rest of my life.
Right.
My name is for my family and my loved ones. And I'm not saying, like, anyone can't get to that because you can always become my family. You can always
No,
become
so
my loved one.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, it
I feel
takes
spe-
time.
I do
Of
feel spe-
course. Not only because I like my name and I love it too. I love
Right.
like
You just
not a
keep
lot of
it
people
in-
have it. It's just the disrespect that
Personal.
got around it for people not wanting to like say my name and wanting to give me a nickname for their own ease. Sucked for years. I went by many names that weren't mine. So now you don't have a choice but take the name that I want. My last job I worked at was in Sephora, and I got all these nicknames. I'll see them write down my name, my actual name, and my exact, like, the way it's spelled exactly correctly. And they would still say my name a different way. Just to play around, to make it easier and fun for them. They call me Jalen, they call me Gerald, they call me Geraldine, they call me Jay, call me all these other names that weren't mine. And then one day I decided not to answer anymore because I felt like they weren't respecting me. And then one day I went into like the P-Touch thing where you could change your name on the sticker. I took my name tag off and I put a new one. I'm like, now you call me by that. And I lied and said I had the manager. I was like, my manager says you have to go by this now. You can't. This is my professional name. That's what you go by now.
Nice.
Because why? You're not respecting to choose to say what I want you to say. You're not trying to learn. You're trying to make it easy for you. And there's people who are 10 plus years older than me and still chose to like minimize my want of my own name of how I want to be called. So now you're gonna call me something less personal, not something you'd be close to, and call me my only professional name. If you call me otherwise, I won't answer. And we had a walkie. Go ahead and say my name. I'm not gonna answer. Go ahead and say it to my face. I don't see you. Say the name that I want to be respected by. So JK is all people get now. You want to know my other name? That's it.
Say my name.
JK. When no one is around, you say, baby, I love you. We're running games.
Say my name. Say my name.
Yeah, JK's all you're gonna get. You're not getting my personal name. But yeah, I love to say my name to other people. Would just bleep it out.
Bleep it out.
It's just personal.
Gotcha.
Because people will still choose to make it easy for them. Because imagine your name was like Rick with other extra letters that they probably couldn't understand that went together.
Well, it's interesting because I have a real name. It's not Rick.
What is it? May I ask?
And you know what?
You
It's
gotta
not.
bleep it
I don't
out
have
with
as
her
much
voice
of a,
now.
Well,
Yeah.
well, it's interesting.
I'm gonna like Rick.
Believe it or not, when I was
I'm sorry.
in third grade or fourth grade, I changed it on my own because I was tired of people not saying.
See, it
my name.
happens to a lot of people who are just done.
My
and fed
name
up.
is Rostislav. Yeah, Rostik, or in English, Rostik.
Rostik.
So it's
I
like
love
raw
that.
stick.
Raw stick.
Oh, you're just an uncooked stick. Raw stick, like raw dick.
I got so much shit. I
And
feel you. That's
now I
annoying.
look back and go, well, maybe I could have just, but I didn't. I was little, so I'm like, just call me. I just said my name's Rick. It's my English name, and it's actually, it is what it is. Like it actually helped me.
It does help.
Because when I was going up in career, my last name is already, it's Dukhovny. It's already sort of not
What is
American. Dukhovny. You know what I mean?
I like
So Rick Dukhovny just easier. And I actually started my career saying my real name, Rostig, but again on the phone. What? They made it always about my name.
Rick.
So I'm like, you know what? Just call me Rick. They're like, Greg? I'm like, God damn it, man, I can't win. But the point is, was it the right thing? Am I encouraging people to change
No, it
their
was the
name?
right thing.
Do whatever you want.
Sometimes you have to help people
Maybe I'll
understand.
change it back someday. Maybe I'll be the symbol once known as Rastislav. I don't know, man.
That's amazing.
Do whatever
That's
the
such a
fuck
nice
you want.
name, though. You gotta wear. You
It's
gotta have it
beautiful.
like written in your.
I was
robe or
thinking
something.
like it's actually like Rostik is not really sounds. That's why I didn't like it too. Like in Russian, Rostik and Rostislav, it's actually like a kind of a cool name.
It's
a little
beautiful.
bit. But Rostik is not in English. Doesn't sound the same.
I think that's
But
dope though.
But if I had
Rostik.
thought of,
people who are younger are not gonna understand.
but if I had thought of Rosti, I would have gone with Rosti. I just never thought of it. So maybe I go back to that.
Rick is my name now.
Exactly.
Rick.
And I basically did that. I turned in my homework and I put Rick. And the teacher, I swear to God, it's like third grade. She's like, Rick Dukhovny. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. She's like, aren't you Rostik? And I said, no, I'm Rick now.
Sometimes
sure
you
she
have
understood.
to though. My mom
It's kind
was
of a
shocked when I
gangster
changed-
move though, now
Yeah.
that I think back.
But that's third
I'm a
grade.
noob.
I wish I
You
knew that in third
melted.
grade.
I'm Rick
You
now.
melted. You were like, I'm a new bitch.
You were
And
like,
I said, my parents said I could change it. And then my dad was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Tito.
And my
and
mom
they
said,
don't will
"Just
never
let him."
understand what you've been through though.
I know.
Like
I was
to hear
through a
people
lot.
mispronounce your name when they can clearly hear it and they can try to learn it and they don't want to and they want
Right.
to just do
And they
whatever
make fun of
whatever's
it.
comfortable for it.
Right.
Like they're like, oh yeah, Geraldine. I'm like, my name doesn't even have a D in it. Like your name, like people want to just make noises and sounds out of it to make it funny.
Like, let's say your name is Joe and they keep saying joke or Jen. Like, it's Joe. Whatever, G. G.
Right.
very
They shorten it down to
Right.
J. Oh, like, oh yeah, whatever.
Right.
Your name is Rick. Oh, then your name is R now.
Whatever,
Like,
yeah.
why are you so lazy to say my name? You want respect? You say my name correctly. It's a weird thing, especially with kids who have these unique names that their
Right.
parents put their soul
And
into.
I was an immigrant. I came with no language. I was 4.5, and I started going to kindergarten, and so like the whole trauma. It wasn't that bad. I don't remember it being traumatic, but now I'm like,
You were just like, bad.
I was definitely I was definitely like an outcast, but they kind of embraced me as the crazy Russian. So I kind of played that part. I got into a lot of fights, and they were like, "Oh, you're the crazy Russian." I kind of was like, "Yeah, yeah." I thought
I hear crazy
I
Puerto
embraced
Rican,
that,
so I get it. Crazy Puerto Rican.
I always
So we
got into
understand.
fights.
and I embraced it
Always.
as a protection
Yeah.
because I thought it would protect me from
You
people
had
wanting
to.
to beat me up,
You had to.
from people wanting to, and then I thought maybe they think I was cool that way, so they want to be my friend, because then I'm just some
Or people
kid.
testing you.
Yeah. So it was an interesting time, but it made me who I am today.
Right. Basically, moral of the story: give your kids simpler names.
Exactly.
fuck that.
Hey,
I'm kidding, fuck it,
check
fuck it,
this
fuck it.
out.
Embrace the
My
indigenous.
kids.
Fucking put the abbreviation right next to the birth certificate. Put the abbreviation.
JK,
People- it's
check
easy.
it out. Ben, I got 4 boys. Ben,
Okay.
Cody, Miles, Felix.
Beautiful.
Pretty damn simple.
Simple. You were like, I ain't
I
doing
was
this
like,
shit again.
dang, I was like, what does that rhyme with? Rick rhymes with dick too. I didn't think that through.
Oh shit.
Because they're like, Rick the dick. And I'm like, God damn it.
Now, fuck
Oh,
out
yeah.
here, Rick and Morty.
we love Rick. You mean Dick and
Pickle
Morty? No, I'm
Rick.
kidding.
Dick and Morty.
Pickle Rick. Dick and Morty.
Hey, again, now perspective. I think back and I'm like, why was I upset that people were calling me Rick the Dick? I should have been like, that's right, bitch.
Right? You're like,
Hello.
excuse me.
That's what she said. That's what
That's
your
what I'm
mama called me.
saying. I'm very young. I'm
That's
like,
what
I
your
got,
mama
baby, I got
called
that shit in 3rd grade. What you mean? Like, are you mad that I got hot 3rd grade? Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, names are perceived so,
So
weird.
important.
But it
Jake-
scars you when it's not. It's
Exactly.
Not correct. And when it's not
Right.
correct, you're like,
I
this
didn't have the
isn't for me.
perspective I have now. So when you're a kid, it's very like painful.
Well,
when
we're
they make fun
vulnerable
of you,
too.
whatever.
Because we don't know that our
Right.
name could be made fun of because we thought that it's like our name is our number. We don't think that could be something that can be made fun of. And you're
Yeah.
like, what? Like, I was
Right.
just given that. Why are you
Yeah.
making fun of me for something I didn't choose?
Right.
It's like our features, like the way we talk, the way
Exactly.
we are. But people are going to constantly judge. We just have to choose not to judge other people for their complicated names or
Right.
differentness.
So what's interesting about that is my name is so simple. My name is Amanda. It is the simplest basic name
Is
in the
middle
world.
name Marie too?
Huh?
You don't have middle name?
No, no middle name.
There's a lot of men and Maries. I know.
No. But so my parents chose that because they came from indigenous islands and they wanted my experience in America to be easier.
That's why
than
I'm going to
theirs.
teach you Spanish.
So all of the job for me, it was when employers looked at my resume,
yes.
they saw Amanda Morel, they wouldn't even think that I was
They
Hispanic.
see Geraldine.
They
see
saw
Geraldine
white.
Torres, and they're just like
They saw white
They see
or
Torres, they're
Italian.
like, but your name is Geraldine, so you. Might
And let me
be
tell you something
reliable."
was fucked up. They were right, because every job that I ever applied to, like I always got a call back. Always. They were right, and that's fucked up.
Right.
But they were strategic in that
Yep.
way. But I fucking hate my name. I don't feel like an Amanda.
What do you feel like?
I don't know.
Let's find you a new name.
Let's change it.
I
That's
don't
fine.
know.
Pick a name. You got
I
3
never
seconds.
felt like an Amanda.
If you
I
had
never.
3 seconds,
Iritu.
Iritu.
eat it too.
Iritu.
You should really just change.
And
just
can
go
you be
by
short
that. Why
for
don't you
Edie?
just go by
Can we
that?
be Edie for short?
Nah, Iritu.
Edie too.
Iritu.
I'm sorry. I'm just asking.
Rick
I
is
like
oh,
Edie
shit.
too. No, I like Edie too.
Yeah.
It's actually not that difficult to say. Edie too.
It rolls
Maybe
off
for
the tongue.
cannoli. Maybe for cannoli.
Cannoli, you like it? Edie
Cannoli's
too?
like,
I was like, I
I don't know.
can't roll my R's like that, miss.
My tongue
Miss.
doesn't do that.
Nobody taught me that. I appreciate you guys. This
Yes,
was like
thank you.
Thank
for
you. I had a
everything.
great time. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Rick.
mind-blowing, expansive conversation. Thank you guys. Cannoli,
JK and
you're in
Amanda
big
out.
trouble, Cannoli.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box.